guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. It is Thursday and we are going to start with a Duggar update. So we're going to do sort of a twofold thing. Joyful. Joy and Austin recently had a baby, Evie, and she is the second child for them. Gideon, their first, is 2, and Joy had Evie. Now Evie is growing like a weed, and Joy has been sharing all of it on YouTube. She had her birth, she had the first time that Gideon was introduced to the baby, which by the way didn't go as planned.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, let's get him out.
There's Mama. There's Mama.
What's his problem? He wants to go to the lake with us.
Hey.
You want to unbuckle?
I don't think this is going to go as well as you think.
What's on her feet? No, what's on her feet? Look, she has hair.
And recently she has been going out and about with the baby, which has some people concerned, obviously, given everything that's going on in the world. She, on a recent Sunday, took the kids to church, which, I don't know, we shouldn't really be shocked that the Duggars are going back to church. Now, some of them are not doing the church thing. They're doing more of it virtually. Like Jill and Derek Dillard are doing theirs virtually. They are constantly posting like, join us for church, everything's at church, you know, that kind of stuff. But it looks like Joy and Austin went to church on Sunday. Well, on Sunday, while they posted the photo, Joy's photo was a little bit awkward in the post because she was carrying Evie and trying to hold her up to get a picture with Austin. And then Gideon was also holding on her arm, trying to hold mommy's hand. So you've got the baby here sort of in her chest, and you've got Gideon's hand down here. And they're like, people start getting concerned that Joy is going to drop Evie. And Joy actually did a rare clap back at her commenter. And she said, why is she carrying the baby like she looks like she's fixing to drop her? So fans were worried that she was going to drop Evie because it was an awkward shot. And she said, haha, thank you for your concern. I was holding Evie and then Gideon was trying to hold my hand. I wasn't about to drop her though. Ooh, snap. Don't get into the way of a mama trying to be a mom, right? Like, I don't know. It didn't look to me like the baby was going to be dropped. And I do say that these Duggar girls get kind of trolled pretty hard. They have a lot of negative comments. And in fairness, none of them really delete a lot of the comments. They allow people to engage. They allow people to be angry. So even the negative comments don't often get deleted. Now, this specific comment is also no longer on the post. It's been deleted. So Joy's rare clapback is captured in infamy on In Touch, and that's where I actually got the screenshot, but I saw it in real time and forgot to grab that dang screenshot. Now, Joy and Austin have also been sharing all kinds of stuff on their YouTube channel, and yesterday she actually was sharing that Austin is skydiving. Yep, that's right. She was sharing everything with her followers on Instagram about the skydiving event, and I'm sure this will become upcoming content on their channel. So are you guys surprised that Joy got a little bit sassy? I don't know. I think it's in her. Now, on to the Duggars. We know that yesterday was a really big day because Jill actually dropped some truth bombs. Jill said on her Q&A, Jill Duggar, that she has not on the best of terms with her family and that she has had to distance herself. Now, obviously, given that she left the show and it was because new information came out, we were expecting a response from the Duggars. Well, interestingly, I saw it in 2 separate places. 1, by the Duggars themselves, and 2, by Jinger. Ginger and Jeremy had an interesting podcast where they were talking about the distractions that go on in the world. Now, they had a host that wrote a book about sort of digital distractions, social media, allowing yourself to be sort of distracted by the mind-numbing things that you see online. And Ginger talked about how she can get lost in all kinds of different things, spend all of her day looking at Instagram photos. So Ginger obviously had the opportunity to share her point of view. Now, she didn't really say a whole lot. Like, they were talking about how scandals, there's all these different online mediums that are competing for attention, and that everything that you're doing can become content for somebody else. Obviously, this is true for the Duggars. People are watching. I watch. Multiple outlets watch. I mean, when you're a family that's on TV, people are going to watch your social media to see what you're doing, because social media tends to be the most, it's the easiest vehicle for people to get a window into the lives of the people that they're watching on TV. So the topic itself was interesting because of the scandals, but then she shared an Instagram photo that said, "Controversy in any form makes for a captivating spectacle to grab millions of eyes," which is a quote from the individual that they had on the podcast. She then shared another quote that said, "In this ecosystem of digital pictures and fabricated sites and viral moments competing for our attention, how do you spiritually thrive?" So again, these are quotes directly from the book that was from this, but I thought it was an interesting timing. They also did a Q&A a week after Jill and Derek did a Q&A. So you've got Jeremy and Ginger doing a Q&A, and then you also have them sort of the next week coming out with this podcast talking about, the scandals that are on social media, almost as a way to sort of distract and detract from what Jill might be telling people. I don't necessarily believe that there is, I don't know, let me just say this. I don't know how close Ginger is to her family, and because she's in Los Angeles and they're in Arkansas. I do know that Michelle loves Ginger. She is constantly posting photos of Ginger. So I feel like sometimes they use Ginger and Jessa as sort of vehicles and, the mouthpiece for the family. If you remember the last time they did a Q&A, Jessa and Ginger went on for damage control. Well, this is another, what I feel like is damage control. You've got Ginger and Jeremy sort of competing like, oh, we're going to do our own Q&A. And then you've got, the Duggars now, and then you've got the Duggar, and then you have them coming on with this podcast with the guy talking about how people's scandals and how we shouldn't be stuck in scandals and we should ignore all of these negative stories. To a point, right? A lot of people are going to be interested in the scandal of the Duggars because of Josh and Jim Bob, and just this big overarching belief that this family has not done good by their daughters, has stood by a boy that doesn't deserve to be stood by. So what do the Duggars respond with? Well, naturally, they share a photo of Jordan cutting Jim Bob's hair and saying that Jim Bob is a wonderful father, like a patient father for allowing Jordan to cut his hair. On the photo, and it was a video without any audio, which was weird, it says, "Jordan really wanted to learn how to cut hair, and Jim Bob is being so gracious to let her practice on him." So trying to sort of repair that image of, Jim Bob rarely shows up on these photos, and to have one specifically like this, it just felt very calculated. And so then that was met in comments about what a great father. You're so great. You're so great. Jim Bob's so patient. One, what do you think about Joy's rare clapback and then deleting it? And then what do you think about Ginger coming back with all saying don't pay attention to what you see on TV. Don't pay attention to all the distractions. It's somebody else's scandal. And then what do you think about the Duggars' response of making Jim Bob look like the best dad ever because he allowed his daughter to practice haircuts on him? All of it is so calculated. It's all designed to make an image a certain way for the Duggars. That's my opinion. I want to know yours in the comments below. Bye, guys.